real and unreal. These words are familiar to us. The universe is a reality by the element of existence. God is reality by the same element of existence. The beings all taking into awareness by the expression I is also real by the same element of existence. This universe of this trio, say universe, God, I, all are interconnected by the same element, the element of existence. Now, there is no element as unreal in the universe, because reality by the element of existence is sustained and maintained undisturbed. God is also the same, undisturbed sustenance and maintenance. Now, with respect to the beings, even with the man, it is not sustained and maintained. He is always vacillating because he is conducting into the external so-called world. It is universe, but he is taking it as physics. Physical world, he is going there. This non-physical consciousness as I is lost externally in the identification of externals. Now, he is to be put back to the reality, the course of the universe, the effort of God, and knowingly or unknowingly the effort of the man is also the same, to put himself back into his reality. Now, man doesn't make real attempts, in the sense his attempts don't give him the real reward, say a real response. He doesn't get it. Narayana, Siva are two elements. Man calls it as two gods. Definitely, this is a wrong concept. There are no two gods. Let us understand, because either we do ourselves or we seek refuge in the God to help us. So let us now see, who is that God who can help us? Nrunaye is the verb. Nayati sarvam svavasamiti naraha. Nara is human. He is defined as the one who takes everything into his light. His light is the element of existence, undisturbed. Universe takes everything into its light, undisturbed. Nara, characteristic Nara. Narayana takes everything into its light, undisturbed. It is responded correctly. Man, though he is also the element of existence, he is losing his existence externally in external conducts and behavior. So, he is not able to get everything into his light. He is trying. He is not getting the response. He is crying. He is crying for what? He thinks he is crying because he is not getting the externals. No. He is crying because he is not able to survive. Let us just consider one point with us. Man has taken innumerable births from amoeba to the human being. Everywhere he has been trying to take everything into his light. Say, in the womb of a horse, he was conducting. He was trying to take the body of the horse, activities, and its own attitudes into his light. He could not do it. But he has senses, Indriya, it is said. These senses are very rich. They don't shake. The being may try to misuse it, but they lead him to pain and say that your effort is wrong. So that way, not admitting that womb, the senses pass him into a higher species, leaving away that present womb for him. This is a regular course that has run for him for all the 84 lakh species earlier. So to say that all the events, all the externals, all the bodies, they have gone. He has given up them, taking only one entity, I am. This is a practical proof for a man that his activities, reality is demanding him to take consciousness. Even as he conducting now, he is not just conducting by physics. He has non-physical entities within. At least by short expressions in English, mind, intelligence. Without the play of intelligence, without the play of mind, non-physical entity, the physical entity doesn't even move. It cannot move. As it is moving, the non-physical entity is the prime mover. It is conducting. And once the intelligence withdraws, physical body is still, event is out of light. So, don't we now understand that man himself, the being itself is non-physical based. He is not physics. He is not physics. Let us learn it. Let us correct ourselves. And never henceforth think about us physically. No. Universe is also non-physical based. God, we call, say, some unknown, unseen abodes we call. The concept of God in the universe is not unseen. It is realized abode with us. Though the scriptures explain rightly, man takes it wrongly. Now, he is to be educated. Let us get educated. Say, Narayana. We have seen that. Nunaye by that verb. That characteristic which takes everything into its light is Nara. Ayagatav. Such a conduct, such an attainment, such an awareness and consciousness is Narayana. Now, once this is defined thus, man can just check him back and see that it is his own definition. It is his own responsibility. Let him not be illusion that he can take the entire physics into his light. No, he cannot take. He is a non-physical entity. He can take non-physical entities in his light. Even the external, he doesn't take it as a view, he takes it as a vision. It is seeing, it is not a seen object. His conduct, all the five senses are like that. He cannot take anything from external to inside. This is fact with him. Now, let him conduct in these lines that he is a non-physical entity, nothing physics can be taken. If he can conduct like this, in the knowledge of knowing his own light, then all that will reach him into his light. Then he is Narayana by characteristic, not a physical form. Narayana is not a physical form, because even the man is not a physical form. No being is a physical form. He is a non-physical form. When man beings are non-physical entities, how do we think of the eternal abodes, eternal elements, the divine elements in the wrong way? It is a mistake to do it. Let us check them also, how the scriptures have told us. Narayana, it is said as with 4 arms, Shankha Chakra Gada Padma. It is not to say physically that he has got 4 arms. Man has 2 and Narayana has 2 extra, so he is great. This is not the expression there. Shankha is conch, blowing conch. It's not just a physical conch blown and a physical sound coming out. Pious or audible or unaudible. These are not considerations. The word gives a very good pious meaning. Panchajanya is a conch, Shankha of Narayana. Panchajanya is that which reveals the synthesis of the characteristic 5. Pancha is Pachi Vistara Vachane, Pachi Vyaktikarane, that which is all pervading and that which expresses over all only one entity, that is Pancha. There is a story given. Story is physical narration giving us the fact. The story says that once there was a demon called Panchajanya. Panchajanya is, Janya is taking lesson, Jani Pradul Bhavi, taking light about 5. 5, let us understand: existence, activation, revelation, awareness, accomplishment are the 5 elements of the universe, of God, of man. These 5 in the universe are represented through the 5 elements: air, space, air, fire, water, earth. And they have the characteristics again 5: sound, touch, form, taste, and smell. 5 we have. And they reach the man. Man has 5 senses. His senses are listening, touching, seeing, and then tasting and smelling. This is the grid of 5. A correlation of 5. This is Panchajanya. This became demon with the man because his senses, as we have just now seen, they are always effective to lead him forward. They don't bind him, but the man is misusing them by trying to enjoy the externals. When he is trying to misuse, all the other 5s are all disturbed. Universe is disturbed. This is demoniac. So that entity which can smash it off, smash that demoniac attitude, is Narayana. Again, Narayana is one who can steadily take everything into light. Now, if the man can get back to his entity, knowing himself that everything he can take into his light steadily, he should smash off this misuse of the 5 elements. Then he should blow his conch. This is Panchajanya. By his real practice, by his real conduct, all the externals, 5 elements, the universe, everything becomes peaceful. He is peaceful. This is Panchajanya conch. His every conduct should be blowing off this conch. This is represented by one arm. Hasta, Hasi Hasani, tranquility of the entity Narayana. This is for realization, darshana of the man. Then again, there is that chakra, Sudarshana chakra. It is Sudarshana, darshana, perception. Sudarshana, a pious perception. Subhena pasyati, Subha darshana. What is that Subha darshana? Pious realization is a circle has no beginning, no middle, no ending. So to say, they are not definite. At every place we can call it is beginning, it is also middle, it is also end. At every place. So it doesn't define the 3 elements, beginning, middle and element and end. That is Sudarshana, pious seeing. That is an instrument for that Narayana whom we say away. And this perception characteristic Narayana of this I, he is conducting in all the events where the events have beginning, middle, end. So he has got a perception where there is no beginning, middle and end. By this chakra, by this circle, he should cut off this events of beginning, middle and end. This is Sudarshana chakra of this Narayana. And Gada, it is named as Kaumodaki. It is not a simple name, it is characteristic. Ku Muda. Ku Shabde, Muda Harshe. Sound it and be pleasant. Take pleasantness. That is Kumuda. The man who is conducting externally, he is sounding and taking disturbance externally. It is because he wants that those items which he cannot take into himself. He wants them, he desires them. See, everything is physics externally. Man is non-physical. A physical entity cannot be taken into non-physical entities in any form. It cannot be even translated into non-physical form and taken it. Because here, he is already a musical chair. In his abode, he is I, consciousness, undisturbed. This is already there. Nothing else can come and replace it. So, now sound it this way. This is Kumodam, Kaumodaki. This Kaumodaki, this Gada, kills all the other concepts. He will never now think of that he should gain something from external. Something external is an enemy for him, and that enemy he can kill by just saying that I am here with myself. Nothing else is required. I get pleasure with my own self. I don't need pleasure from outside. This stability, giving stability, is Kaumodaki. The fourth is Padma, Padagato. I can achieve, I attain everywhere myself, is Padma. It is not simple lotus. This way, Narayana explained as Shankha Chakra Gada Padma is not a physical form. It is a perception form for the man. He has all the four characteristics for him. Now coming to Shiva, this is again a fanaticism where people differ from worshipping Shiva and Narayana. Shiva is Samyatiti Shiva. That is, one who suppresses the elements that are coming, attacking man's progress. This is Shiva Lakshana, a characteristic which man has to perceive. Now, let's just understand. We have been telling about Narayana. There, every item is to sustain self. The abstracting must be left off, cast off. That is sounding there. Casting it off is sounded in the word Shiva. Same thing is sounding. They are not different. Then why they are said differently as Narayana and Shiva is a characteristic sense given to the man. Because man who is always going astray from his real form, his teaching for him is Ardhavada Linga, a conduct where he always expresses his requirement. Artha is prayojana, requirement. Vada is expression. Linga is conduct. Ardhavada Linga. And what is that Ardhavada Linga? Is dual entity. That is, he always goes in for what he wants and condemns what he doesn't do. What should not enter into him, he is condemning it. This is Ardhavada Linga. To say, Narayana to say that, taking everything into his light, say if this is the application or the requirement, this can be sustained and maintained only by cutting off the one which is coming as obstruction, that is Shiva. So, just like that a coin has got two facets, a coin cannot be dictated by one facet. It is said by the two facets. So also, man, the entity of God, universe, are all expressed by these two entities. That prasamsa is a desire, strong desire, and requirement on what he is to gain self and cut off the non-self items, the non-self concepts. This is Ardhavada Linga. Now, Narayana, Shiva, they express this Ardhavada Linga for all the beings. At least the man should be able to understand and apply it to his conducts, realize it. They are not different. And in the scriptures, it is said Narayana's abode is Vaikuntha and Shiva's abode is Kailasa. There again we see a difference. It's because the word apparently looks different. But once a definition, let us again understand, it is a definition by his own intelligence, to draw it into his intelligence and apply it to himself. That is definition, nirvachana. It is not defining the externals or anything else. Nothing else talked in the universe. It is everything is talked with respect to the being, to take it into consciousness and awareness and enlighten him back to his reality. Now, Vaikuntha is Kuti Gati Pratighate Dhatu. He is always conducting where he is always blown. He always takes blows. He is troubled. Vigata Kuntha. Without that blow is Vikuntha, Vaikuntha. The abode of Narayana is Vaikuntha. The abode of saying that everything can be taken into his light is not with blows, not with external entities. Without that Vaikuntha. This Narayana defined can always be the defined Vaikuntha and nowhere else. It is a course of practice for the man. It is not an abode there. By practice, man realizes his abode. The abode is an abode for the self. And going to that is going to reaching that abode by practice, not by physical movement of the legs or by some contrivance to go by flight or some. No, not like that. At the same time, Kailasa is also Kayatiti Kaha, Kelasatiti Kailasaha. Sounds and sculptures. Sounds and sculptures is Kailasa. He sounds, say I, he likes to sound I, but it is troublesome in the world. In the external abodes, external fields, it is troublesome. So he is not able to sound himself. So what he has to do is not to weep, but sculpture it. How to, just like as a sculpturist makes a statue by a hammer, a small hammer and a chisel. This is an example. So also, say a man wants something from the external. He should sculpture it. Say, why do I want? Who is that I who wants it? I is the internal element of existence, undisturbed, eternal, immortal. So this immortal, why does it need the external? If at all it needs, can it take? No. Physics may come maximum into this physics body. Either put it in the pocket or put it in the table or on the bed aside. That's all. He cannot even take to the place where the mind required it, as we call. It doesn't reach even the mind, non-physical entity. So, what is the shape of my desire? So, the shape of the desire is not the external object. This discrimination is sculpturing a man, his own self. And really speaking, whether I wanted that or I wanted myself, I want that in this expression. Whether the wanting is that, wanting is about that, or wanting is about this. I want that for me to enjoy. I can take that, put it into the form, up to physics, but I cannot enjoy it. I can enjoy my own self. And this is proved to us for all the past 84 lakh species of birds. I have not enjoyed anywhere. I have left them off and I have come here. Now I am here. This is enjoyment. This is taking. This is, by this discrimination, man is sculptured back to his own real abode. His false abodes are shun off. This is Kailasa Siva-Raatri, Siva-Raatri. This all abandoned self, one has to take it to himself. Radhani. He has to take it to himself. No one can give it. No Narayana of that Vaikuntha, that Narayana cannot give you, cannot protect you. No Kailasa, no Siva of that Kailasa can protect you. But for your application of Sinkha, Chakra, Gada, Padma and abodes of Siva. One or two abodes of Siva also, which we physically see. Let us just discuss. Gangadhara, Gam Gacchati iti Ganga. Gam story says us that waterfall coming to the earth is Ganga, and that is born by Siva. We see Ganges here, but Siva we don't see here. They are not simple stories. Susthiram Gacchati iti Goho. That is the sense. Stably that which conducts is sense, Indriya. We have seen in all the 84 lakh species, the senses were passing him forward, not putting him there, incubated in those forms, in those species. It is not done like that. This sense put him forward to take his sense of I am, and that species is withdrawn. This is sense, and the being should reach that sense going forward. That is Ganga. Tam dharati iti Gangadharaha. Who can sustain that is that practicing man who knows this truth and then subsides the obstructions, saying that this, that and all. Physically, imagination subsides them and say, it is I take myself with my senses. This is Gangadhara. Indukaladhara is another. Indu idi Paramaishwariye dhatu. Count on Indukala is Indukala. Count, sound it and count. Sound your senses. Your senses are stable. Mind you, your senses are stable. Don't put them vacillating. Once you sound and count it and sustain it and maintain it, there you get peace. Paramaishwari. There you go forward. This is Indukaladhara. This is ornament for the characteristic Siva, subsiding your enemies. This is an ornament to subside your enemies. This is Indukaladhara. No, Pannaga Bhushana is not ornament by wearing snakes. Pannaga, snake is English word. Pannaga is the word of Samskrita. Padatna gacchati iti Pannagaha. This abode of Siva is self for him. It is inherent for him. It is not achieved by even practice. It is beyond practice. Padatna gacchati. So practice and attainment is not the goal. To realize that it is inherent with him. The one who realizes that it is inherent with him, he will not shake. If he says that I have to achieve, try and achieve, then he feels it troublesome. If he has achieved it, he may take prejudice, ego. It is beyond that. that is Pannaka Bhushana. This way, both Narayana and Siva or any deity has been defined in the characteristics where man takes it for his at least practice and get back to his real abode. Thus it is Siva-Raatri, Vaikuntha Ratri. Ratri is not night. Ratri is one taking by himself, taking it by himself. Say, even if a trouble he makes himself, takes it himself. That is a Kala Ratri, a dreadful night for him. If by discrimination, if he can take it by himself, it is a pleasant night. Let us not use the word night. We have only mentioned for us to be conversant. Night is not Ratri. Ratri is self-attainment. You followed? We have to go by definition. Man is a defined element. Universe is a defined element. Godhead is a defined element. Defined for the man to perceive. Right. Let's meet again.